This is the DJI Avata in 2024. So at this point, the DJI Avata has been out for more than a year and a half. And how does it stack up to the competition in 2024? I did use the DJI goggles too, but for my personal use, I prefer the DJI goggles V2 over the 2 because they're maybe a little bit bigger, but they're just more comfortable for my face. So even though the goggles 2 are lighter, smaller, better screen, the way I couldn't really see in them as clearly as I can do in those just made it much more easier to just hold on to the DJI goggles V2 over the goggles 2. But I feel like both of the goggles are good, and the goggles 2 are better if you can actually wear them that they're comfortable enough and you can actually see the screens well enough. If not, I really love the goggles V2. And I'm flying in full manual. And last but not least, in terms of the setup, I use these small, ND filters on the camera itself from Freewell. Thanks to this, I can have better quality footage from the camera itself. So the DJI FPV setup overall is very convenient. It's a very small, very agile drone, and it's very easy to have with you at all times. Very easy to just have it in your backpack or like a shoe bag. And with the goggles and FPV controller, I can really have, a really lightweight setup that I can fly with me at any time, anywhere, and take it with me wherever I'm heading to. And also the quality from this drone in terms of the camera itself is very good. I really love the camera quality. I record in 4K 60 frames per second, 10-bit with decent-alike colors for amazing post-production color correction. And it being a 10-bit footage just means you can really push it a lot more when playing around with color grading. And also because this can record the gyro data, you can actually use gyroflow for better post-production stabilization of the footage. So overall, I feel like just having the very lightweight setup is very convenient, very easy to use, and just flying with the Avata is very smooth, very, something that I enjoy. I could literally just fly it for fun and I would enjoy flying because that's how kind of small, nimble it is, and also flies very nicely, so you can really fly around very close to the ground, between trees and things. Very nice flying experience. But there are some caveats to this drone that I feel like are a little bit not good. First off, there is still the yaw turn or the roll glitch that happens. And whether it's a glitch or just the way you fly this drone, well, it does happen. I had it happen even in a situation where I wasn't really turning. I was just in the middle of the air and it just flipped, and before I could do anything, it just bounced off the ground and went up again. But it did happen. There was nothing that I was doing. I was pretty much trying to hold it steady in one place in manual, and I didn't really do too much movement, and then suddenly I'm flying down like this, bouncing off the ground and getting to the top. For some reason it happened, and I know it happens with really sharp turns, so it is somewhere in the back of my mind always when I'm flying with this drone that hopefully it doesn't happen very soon, and hopefully it doesn't happen in a way where this drone is somewhere where I cannot get to, or that it cannot bounce back up. And another caveat is, while this drone is perfect for travel, it's easy to set up, easy to have with you at all times in your backpack, and it just doesn't weigh you down too much. Setup is pretty much getting the goggles on and turning everything on. There's no setup time required, only maybe changing the ND filters if you need it. But if you have it set up right away, it's just turning on and flying, which is very convenient. But if there's any winds, basically if there is wind, there is no flying, or at least not as much as you would like to. Well, it can fight the winds and you can fly with the winds. It's not gonna be convenient, it's not gonna be good, and you're gonna be fighting with the wind, and think about not crashing more than getting the perfect shot. And there have been situations where I did not fly with the drone, and if I had the DJI FPV with me, I would push it. But with this, I just didn't even start, didn't even think about starting because I knew it's gonna be a problem. And also I had situations where I thought it's not gonna be a problem, but then I look up at the drone and it's literally like this, trying to hold itself in one place and barely even holding. So it's a situation where sometimes it's amazing to have the drone, just love flying with it. Very safe, very nice, nimble, close to the ground, close to objects, but then there are situations where you're like, I'm not gonna fly today. It will just not work today. But also there are other benefits that I love about this drone is, first off, the propeller guards means that if you touch something on your flight, there is a big chance you're just gonna bounce off of it instead of like crashing or breaking everything off. That means you can really push it a little bit harder, and even if you hit the ground, this drone is built like a tank. People have literally crashed it into concrete and nothing happened, or just like little scratches here and there. So if you hit like a ground, you should be good to go to just start flying again in a second. And also I feel, compared to the DJI FPV, I feel like this drone has just better connection overall. I just feel like it's crystal clear at all times, but that could be because of me using the action camera on top of the FPV and this using without it. So yeah, that could be the difference in terms of having the better image quality in the goggles and just, you know, connection. So to answer the question if it's worth it in 2024, I feel like it all depends on your usage. If you're gonna fly in parks, in cities or around the cities, or maybe like open space, somewhere is more suitable for this kind of a drone, then definitely it's the one to get. I really love flying with it, and also because we don't have to use an action camera on top of it, we also have great quality straight from the drone. We can actually use that footage in our videos, and the battery is gonna love us because of that, because we don't have to add extra weight on it and it can use it to its full potential. So you have much more airtime with this drone. So coming back to answer the question, is it worth it in 2024? I feel it's definitely worth to get if it matches the places you're gonna fly. If it doesn't, if it's somewhere you want to go like into more extreme places, I feel like it isn't the best and it will just have many more problems, and you would be better off carrying a little bit more weight, having a different drone or like a DJI FPV. And with that being said, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys learned something new today. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video once again, and I'll see you next time.